EOS celebrates its second birthday, there's a new wallet API, Block.one votes for EOS Nation, voice goes worldwide, and lots more. I'm Daniel Keys, and this is episode 58 of the EOS Hot Sauce. As always, our spicy weekly updates are available in every format. Watch on YouTube, listen on SoundCloud or your favorite podcast player, or read it at EOSNation.io. That's also where you can subscribe to the EOS Nation newsletter to get that spicy sauce poured straight into your inbox. However you prefer it, help spread the sauce by smashing that like, ringing that bell, and giving us a 5-star rating. Let's get to this week's spicy goodness. First up, it's been 2 years since the launch of the EOS mainnet, and what a wild ride it's been. The pace of innovation in this space has been mind-boggling, so much so that it feels like a blur and it's easy to forget what we've accomplished as a community in such a short time. So to celebrate, we took a short pause to look back and appreciate how far we've come with a week-by-week look at everything that happened on EOS from June 2019 to May 2020. We covered everything from the voice announcement at B1 June in 2019 to Block.one's voting announcement in May 2020. You can see the full list with links to our hot sauce coverage in this week's written edition at EOSNation.io. Up next, EOS gets a new wallet API. Block.one recently released EOSIO 2.0.6, which contains a new feature, the Get Accounts by Authorizers API. We're going to call this the Wallet API. Why is this newsworthy? Let's look at what functions EOSIO wallets need and the series of events that landed us here. But first, how do wallets work? Wallets rely on EOSIO nodes provided by block producers, exchanges, wallet providers, and other relevant stakeholders. To find an account, get the token balance, or perform a transaction, you need an EOSIO node to do the work. When you use a wallet for the first time, you need to provide it your key in order to get your account name. When the EOS mainnet was first launched in June 2018 using EOSIO 1.0, it had a feature called History plugin, which still exists today but has been depreciated. EOSIO History accumulates all the millions of transactions that happen on-chain and makes it available for querying. This includes the information about how to find an account based on a key. Initially, many block producers enabled history features and made the information publicly available for wallets to use. But because EOSIO can handle a lot of transactions, the history size got excessively big, became unmanageable, and prohibitively expensive to operate. It's just not a scalable solution. Over the last 18 months, several alternatives have emerged to this history plugin that wallets use today. However, these history solutions are not integrated into EOSIO. The cost of running this additional infrastructure means the number of available nodes to query is limited. Wallets need a standard, widely deployed solution so that they're not locked into any specific node API for this fundamental query. That brings us to the wallet API development. Starting in February 2020, there was a discussion in the EOS mainnet BP Telegram channel about the functionality that wallets need to look up accounts from a key. A new feature in EOSIO was needed. In March, Block.one made the first version of this proposed feature available for review. There were several rounds of comments from API providers and wallet developers, which resulted in many revisions. In April, EOS Nation deployed this new API on the Jungle Test Network to make it available for testing. As changes were made to the API, the nodes on Jungle Test Network were updated. The new wallet API was included in a formal EOSIO release on June 3rd. Nodes need to upgrade to version 2.0.6 and enable a configuration option to make the wallet API available for use. We've also added a wallet API check to the EOS Nation validator, which you can find at validate.eosnation.io. The advent of this new wallet API doesn't render the various history solutions obsolete, as it only covers a small set of functionalities that many wallets use. But it does provide a low-cost set of features whereby more providers can offer the solution, which in turn leads to further decentralization and redundancy options for the user. Feature-rich wallets will continue relying on robust history solutions. Transitioning to a state where wallet providers take advantage of this new feature will be a gradual process taking place over several months. During this period, EOS Nation will promote this API to other block producers and ask them to consider enabling it as well as promoting it with wallet developers and ask them to add support for it. We look forward to the continuing decentralization of EOS mainnet. Moving on now to some Block.one news. Block.one has rotated their votes for the first time and are now voting for a new list of 10 block producers, which includes EOS Nation. Thank you, Block.one, for recognizing the contributions done by the founders, ambassadors, employees, and community of EOS Nation. Here's a list of the block producers currently receiving votes from Block.one: EOS Nation, Meet1, EOS Canon, EOS Rapid, Big1, WhaleX, ZBEOS, Hello EOS, EOS Asia, and Aloha EOS. Congrats to all of them. And some good news for those outside of the US waiting to get access to Voice. Block.one's revolutionary new social media platform, Voice, will be available worldwide on July 4th. Voice CEO Sala Zelatimo dropped the news casually in his latest post on Voice, which is currently only available to residents of the United States. On July 4th, we will set Voice free on the world. Our journey begins there, he said. He later followed up on Twitter to clarify the details. Not on mainnet yet, open to everyone in every country to read, open to registered users to write. Registrations are open to everyone in every country where allowed. Registrations are invite only until August 15th. Then refer a friend from there. The Voice social Twitter account also chimed in with an interesting tidbit. We will also release our iOS app with our new human sign-up, which verifies identity without government IDs. His post discusses Voice's innovative approach to content moderation, which focuses on empowering the real users of the platform. The topic of censorship on major social media platforms has never been more relevant. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube have all been recently criticized for higher and higher levels of censorship applied unevenly across users and subject matter. Voice is an attempt at building a better social media platform from the ground up. By scrolling through Sala's Twitter feed, it's clear that the Voice CEO has big hopes and dreams for the platform. We've included links to some of our favorite recent Sala tweets in the written edition of this week's Hot Sauce. And we included a screenshot of his Voice post there too for those of you outside of the US who still don't have access. And now let's move along to some news from the Wax ecosystem. The team at Wax announced the Wax Advisory Council this week, consisting of high-profile representatives from the tech, video gaming, and entertainment industry. The role of the council members goes two ways: to offer recommendations and guidance to the Wax team that's relevant to their area of expertise, and, as an ambassador, to communicate the potential of blockchain solutions to their companies. The first members will be announced over the coming weeks via Twitter, starting on Tuesday, June 9th. The exciting news has created a pretty big buzz in the Wax community and in the trading markets. Congratulations to all the Wax holders. The realistic approach to blockchain technology of the Wax team is often presented in the Wax On video series and in the design principles of all of their products. Many members of the team have a profound experience with traditional businesses, survived the dot-com bubble, and finally with Wax, created a framework to onboard users and businesses onto the blockchain. The new Wax Advisory Council will serve as an essential part of this mission, and we're excited to learn more. Meanwhile, the trading activity of the Garbage Pail Kids NFTs on the secondary markets is still going strong, and we put together a tutorial video for this simple market on our YouTube channel, where you can learn how to trade GPK cards along with other Wax-based NFTs. The GPK market, a marketplace exclusively for the Garbage Pail Kids, also just announced the auction feature to their platform, and the bids are running hot as expected. If you're completely new to Wax and want a quick catch-up, the Wax School might be a good start. They just added a new video about the Garbage Pail Kids and trading NFTs on Wax. And now for some news from Ultra. Ultra currently consists of over 60 employees, and while preparing for the launch of their gaming ecosystem, they'll continue hiring high-quality talent until they've reached a total of 100 team members. To achieve this goal, Mathild Kurzawa joined Ultra as a talent acquisition manager. In the most recent Ultra community update, you can find a pretty cool game-style map showing how diverse and decentralized the Ultra workforce is distributed across the globe. The next step in the development process for Ultra is the launch of the testnet, and since it will be running on a unique version of EOSIO with a couple yet unannounced core features, there's a lot of testing involved so that a stable performance and high level of security is ensured when Ultra goes public. Another developer-oriented milestone was reached in regards to the Ultra SDK, a toolkit to streamline the workflow for game developers. The Ultra SDK successfully reached Steam feature parity, meaning that all Steam features are integrated and game developers can easily port over their games from Steam over to Ultra. Once on Ultra, they can benefit from all the Ultra blockchain features, which you can revisit in a short yet impressive video we've linked to in the written edition of the Hot Sauce at eosnation.io. We encourage all gamers and game developers to visit the Ultra website and sign up before the platform launches. And join the Ultra Announcements Telegram channel to stay up to date. And now for some EOSIO news coming out of Latin America. EOS Argentina, EOS Costa Rica, and EOS Venezuela formed the Latam Link Alliance on May 15th and deployed a EOSIO testnet for the LAC chain ecosystem, an alliance to promote the use of blockchain in Latin America and the Caribbean. This testnet will be used to showcase to Latin American developers the many attractive benefits of building on an EOSIO blockchain protocol. The Latam Link roadmap highlights some interesting upcoming features of the network, such as the LAC chain POA system contracts and a smart contract-based rotation of core nodes. LAC chain was launched back in 2018 by the laboratory division of the largest source of development financing for Latin America and the Caribbean, Inter-American Development Bank. Congratulations to EOS Argentina, EOS Costa Rica, and EOS Venezuela for this great initiative, and thank you for actively contributing to the adoption of EOSIO in Latin America. And some good news for those thinking of migrating to the Anchor wallet. The Anchor wallet has gained the ability to import EOS accounts and private keys directly from the scatter without having to expose your keys. This is one of the features we've been most looking forward to, and our CEO, Yves Leroux, even asked for it on the latest episode of Everything EOS last week. Well, Greymass listened and Greymass delivered. The pre-release version of Anchor 1.0.4 came out this week and includes an experimental feature, Scatter Backup Import. It's important to keep in mind that Scatter Backup Import is an experimental feature, which means it requires further testing before being officially released. Make sure to read the release notes before trying it out. Blockchain gamers will appreciate this next story. TurnCoat Galaxies is a new PvP real-time strategy game that requires cooperation between players, while leaving open the possibilities of betrayal, especially near the end of the season with leaderboard prizes up for grabs. The game is currently in open beta, meaning there are no prizes yet, and has many planned features to come, including being on many EOSIO chains at once and enabling players to move from one network to the next. TurnCoat Galaxies currently lives on the Talos testnet, and making an account is free and easy. Join us in the game, follow TurnCoat Galaxies on Twitter, and jump into the Telegram channel to chat it up with your fellow gamers. See you on the game board. And now some news from Effect.Ai. So much is happening over at Effect.Ai that the team had enough news to host 2 AMAs in a short time. As in the previous AMA, which we summarized in EOS Hot Sauce number 55, they teased an upcoming exchange listing. The team now revealed a USDT EFX trading pair on the Bidesk exchange. Before getting into the community questions, the team also shared other developments, such as additional languages for the translation services and details about the upcoming Effect.DAO. An essential element of the Effect.DAO is the NFX token, which can be earned by staking EFX on the Effect.AI dashboard. In case you're new to this model, check out introductions for the NFX token, the Effect staking protocol, or just follow the steps in the EFX staking tutorial. One of our favorite highlights from the AMA was the great answer by Chief Engineer Lawrence Verspeak to the question, is the Effect.AI team still happy with the EOS blockchain? He confirmed that they are indeed very happy and highlighted the overall professionalism and flexibility of the EOS technology and development tools, making it the perfect environment for their ambitious project. The date of the Effect.AI AMA fell on a special occasion, the birthday of Effect.AI CEO Chris Daway. We'd like to take this opportunity to wish him all the best. And now for some news from one of the hottest DeFi projects on EOS. With a brand new staking pool, the Equilibrium framework added another important component to their web portal, allowing users to earn up to 11% APY for staking EOS, EOSDT, and NUT. It comes with the usual intuitive interface and a calculator to predict potential earnings. All staked assets are safely stored in the Equilibrium smart contract, which just recently was further secured, and can be withdrawn at all times. The interest rate that you can get for your staked tokens varies depending on how many tokens are already staked to the pool. You'll find more details and some walkthrough examples in the announcement article. Definitely worth checking out, even if you're just curious about how advanced DeFi on EOSIO is already. And we've got some more content for game developers, this time from the dfuse team. In a newly released overview, the dfuse team summarized the unique features that EOSIO has to offer to game developers and showcase some gaming-related products and services that are already using their product. Since open sourcing their code for EOSIO, they've also created an API service for Ethereum, becoming yet another example of our mantra, the future is multi-chain. As a new member of the Blockchain Gaming Alliance, dfuse certainly has a lot to offer so that game developers can focus more on their product instead of worrying about the blockchain plumbing. We highly recommend interested developers to subscribe to the dfuse YouTube channel and check out a recent webinar on how to install and use the open source dfuse for EOSIO. Speaking of a multi-chain future, to demonstrate the endless opportunities that can be achieved by combining DAPP network services, the LiquidApps team took a closer look at Sharding. This horizontal scaling technology is currently explored by a variety of other blockchain protocols, but with the use of multiple instances of liquid chains, it's already possible. The article is underlining yet another example of how EOSIO can be integrated as a scaling solution for other blockchain protocols, and serves as an open invitation for the wider developer community. Using LiquidApps is not just efficient when it comes to computing resources, it's also allowing dev teams to operate on a smaller budget. This superior cost efficiency might even increase with Shintai's new DAPP token leasing market, which is scheduled for release in mid-June. In a pre-launch update, the Shintai team gave some detailed insights into the value proposition of a leasing market for DAPP tokens, while also announcing their very own DSP. Major takeaways of the article are: the pool market generates CDAPP, which can be redeemed at all times. Price changes for borrowers are based on a Bancor-style curve. Lenders can earn double rewards when they also stake to the Shintai DSP, and the Shintai DAPP leasing market could be used cross-chain. We're very happy to see the Shintai team getting involved in the DAPP network and giving DAPP network users more options to choose from. Shintai will also be representing the EOSIO community as a platinum sponsor in the Singapore Blockchain Week Virtual Summit 2020. Check out the latest LiquidApps roundtable discussion, where Zach Gall sat down to chat with LiquidApps CEO Benny Hakak and Dudu Azarov with marketing and data at LiquidApps, to cover these topics in more detail. And we've got some more anniversaries to celebrate. Both Upland and Wombat are celebrating some special anniversaries in the coming weeks. Check out their schedule to join the party. We've linked to those both in the written edition of this week's Hot Sauce at eosnation.io. And now for some news for our hackers. The Coding for Change online hackathon has just ended. Hosted by Block.one, it was announced on April 24th and ran for the whole month of May. Plenty of creators and developers signed up to compete in solving the following challenge: apply blockchain technology to address the problems and/or expected societal changes related to the COVID-19 pandemic. While we're waiting for the winners to be announced on June 12th, we want to introduce you to a few teams that made their pitch public. First, the Crypto Bartender. A bartender is usually getting in touch with a lot of people, and therefore in times of an epidemic, there's a certain risk attached. The Crypto Bartender makes it easy to get an order, get a refill, and pay for your drinks while still maintaining social distancing. It accepts EOS, EOS-based tokens, and works with QR codes. The inventor even created a token of his own for his customers to participate in promotions, while the smart contract automatically distributes profits to the bar owners. Next, we have Piña. Another EOSIO solution for the hospitality business. Piña is a point-of-sale system with lots of social features, so that customers, staff, managers, and owners can interact while keeping their distance. It comes with a smart wallet and an option to create promotional activities. Customers can browse, order, and rate businesses, while the managers of a business can organize working shifts and inventory. All that comes with a simple and fun interface running on the EOS blockchain and the DAPP network. And finally, LifeBank. The LifeBank project put the difficult situations that blood banks currently are facing on our radar and also presented a solution. Due to uncertainties caused by the virus, blood donations in New York dropped 50% and even 80% in Argentina. Meanwhile, small businesses are also struggling. And this is where LifeBank comes in, as it helps local communities to create a virtuous cycle of value exchange by connecting blood donation centers, blood donors, and local businesses via the LifeBank DAPP. LifeBank was developed by EOS Costa Rica, who've now made it to the EOS Hot Sauce for the 4th time in a row with a variety of initiatives. These are just 3 of some of the very interesting projects submitted. What's your guess? Will any of the teams we mentioned win the first prize of $100,000? Let us know in the comments. And now we've got a quick update on the Loop airdrop. Sign-up is open for the first Loop tokens to be air-grabbed by participating accounts. We introduced you to Loop, a DAPP brought to you by the creators of Tribe, and EOS Hot Sauce number 53. If you want to boost the number of tokens dropped to your account, you can fill in their short survey, giving some input so that the DAPP can be designed according to the needs of the end users. Now, here's an opportunity to help improve one of our favorite EOS block explorers. EOSX wants your feedback on your overall impression of the platform and which new features you'd like to see. And those who submit the form will be entered into a contest to win some EOS. Just visit EOSX.io. The survey pops up at the bottom right corner of the page after 30 seconds. It doesn't work on the Brave browser and requires disabling ad blockers if you have them. And finally, a little art to close off this week's episode. EOS Detroit, PixEOS, and Cypherglass got together to celebrate EOS's second birthday by putting up a fun contest for the community. Can you find the 6 hidden EOSIO project logos in this image? You can take a closer look in the written edition of this week's Hot Sauce. Contest submissions end on July 9th. And that's all for this week's episode of EOS Hot Sauce. We've got more spicy goodness for you every week, so subscribe, hit that bell, and stay tuned for the next one. And if you can't wait till next week, find our previous episodes at EOSNation.io or on our YouTube channel. Once again, I'm your host Daniel Keys, and we'll see you again next week. Until then, let's keep it spicy.